Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be doing beef jerky. I've got a couple of London broil steaks in the freezer, getting a little chilled before I slice it. And I'm going to start by making my marinade in a stainless steel bowl. We're going to be using Worcestershire sauce, teriyaki sauce, and soy sauce. It'll be the base of the marinade with a little pepper, a little salt for preservatives. I'll get it all in the bowl and we can start slicing the meat next. We're going to be doing 1 cup of each. A cup of Worcestershire. Give it a little mix. Okay. 1 cup of teriyaki. We're going to be doing about 3 1/4 pounds of beef jerky, so this may seem like a lot, but it's going to be necessary. This is what's going to preserve the meat before it's dehydrated into jerky. Okay, that's a cup of teriyaki, a cup of Worcestershire, and now a cup of soy. It's probably going to be the end of this bottle. In general, the rule is you want to have at least a half a teaspoon of salt for every pound of beef or venison that you're jerking. So we're going to put in a couple of teaspoons of salt. That'll take care of it, more than enough. A little pepper, good. The more pepper you put in, the more spicy the jerky will be. Figure about 1 teaspoon is about normal. We'll take it up a notch to 2, make it a little spicier. 1 teaspoon of garlic, again, for flavor. That's our marinade. That should be more than enough. If it's not, I have some left over here I can turn to if I need. All right, where's the beef? Yes, this is a Beef Choice Top Round London Broil Family Pack, 3.23 pounds. Now when you're looking for meat to jerk, you want stuff that's not very marbled with fat, It's got a little fat here and there, but not too bad. The more fat, the more likely that the jerky will go rancid. I'm looking pretty good here. There's 1 line of fat right along here. That's not too bad. I'm probably just going to trim off this little bit, but it all looks very good. It's got a nice chill on it. It's kind of stiff, so it's going to cut well. Now you want to look for the grain on the meat, and you want to cut against the grain. It'll be a tender chew. If you want it to be chewier, like a dog treat, something that actually gets a workout chewing, you cut it with the grain, and it'll make stringy, chewier treats for dogs. But this is for me, so I want to go against the grain. All right, nice meat slicing knife. I may just take this line right off. I'm not going to be throwing that away by any stretch. I'll be cooking that up. Maybe in a beef stew in the Dutch oven. I want to get rid of most of this fat because if you leave it in, that part's going to go rancid on you a lot faster than the lean parts. And these are all good pieces of meat. They're just attached to fat. I'll get use of them, I'm sure. Okay, they want about 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch thick pieces, and you want to stay relatively consistent. You want everything to dehydrate at the same rate. That's a fine piece of jerky right there. That's about perfect. Maybe a little bit thick in the middle. You see how it tapers off? You got to watch that. So in order to get this to jerk properly, this may get a little overdone, which is kind of good. It's a chewy spot. It's all good. Hard to make a big mistake doing this. But right here, right into the marinade. No messing around. Okay. And here we slice. Making these beautiful slices. Right into the marinade. Again, nice and consistent slicing. You don't want to be ripping. Nice, easy. Easy slices. These are going to be very tender. Really nice chew. was a bit of an odd cut of meat. The grain was running in a weird direction, and it's making it possible for me to make these nice long slices, so this is going to be really nice. I'm getting to this point where there's a bit of a joint here. There's some fat in there I may want to trim out. Nice piece. A little small one. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. You just take out that little piece and this little piece. Good, I can still jerk this right here. Got a few more pieces I can get out of this. Now you could have a butcher cut this for you. They can put it on the machine, the slicer, and give you very consistent slices. Nothing wrong with doing that. I don't think they even charge you much for it. So, now if you have a good butcher, you can talk to him. He can get you just the right piece of meat, slice it up for you, just like deli meat. You know, all sliced up in a piece of paper. All right, that's one down, one to go. Make some short pieces. See, this one's got a more normal grain on this end. Put that in the stew. So getting a good look, just want to give these a good mix. It just about covers. You're not really wasting too much of the marinade. You don't want to fill this bowl all the way up. A cup of each is pretty good for 3 pounds. And now this wants to sit and marinate for 4 to 6 hours. It's about 9:30 now. Well, after lunch, we'll put this on the dehydrator. That's our 3¼ pounds of London broil marinating in teriyaki, soy, and Worcestershire with some garlic, salt, and pepper. Now at this point, if you wanted to flavor this with some cayenne pepper or some curry powder, any flavors that you like, this is the time to put it into the marinade and it'll soak into the meat. Thank you everybody for clicking on that button and watching these videos. I do appreciate your time watching these, and if you're subscribed, I thank you so much for your support. If you're not, I would appreciate you take a moment, hit the button, ring the bell. Okay everybody, we're all set. I've got my dehydrator all sanitized and stacked up and ready to go. I have all the sliced London broil has been marinating for about just over 6 hours. This has been marinating for just over 6 hours. It's ready to start dehydrating now. Okay. Now I've got 10 of these trays to fill up, so I don't want to start jamming the first couple. We'll pack them pretty lightly. I've got some long pieces, I've got some short. That's how I'm going to put them in. I could always squeeze more in later. Okay, well, we're gonna wind up speeding this up after this tray, I guess. Now, the reason that I changed locations, I brought it out to my studio / garage, and I set up out here because a bit of a weather pattern came in and some damp weather and some possible rain over the next couple of hours. So in order for me to make this work, I brought this out to my garage, and I set up my heater, which is on behind me, and so it's blazing hot in here. And I have the fan on, blowing the air out so I can get rid of some of the humidity in here, so that this shouldn't take so long to dehydrate. Hopefully it won't. I get a little more sound control out here too. I got the kids are home from college, and I'm making that beef stew from the leftover pieces from this London broil. Okay, so we're gonna speed things up a little bit. The dehydrator is full except for the top and the bottom row, which I left empty. That helps circulation and helps it to dehydrate a little bit faster. I spread the beef out nice and evenly throughout the trays. And now let's get our temperature set at 160 degrees. And our time, I say we give it a quick 6 hours, huh? Start. We'll come and check on it at about the halfway point. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all my subscribers for their support. If you're not subscribed, please consider hitting the subscription button and tapping on the bell notification in the corner so that I can notify you when a new video comes out. Thanks for watching. Okay, it's been just over 2 hours, and we're gonna give it a quick look. The first layer was just a spacer. Oh, well, definitely dehydrating. What you should do is keep a paper towel nice and dry, and as you go through each rack, dab off any accumulating fat, which is very little here, by the way. Yes, very little. We're definitely not done dehydrating, so there'll be more to come. It's only been 2 hours. I'm assuming about 6 is going to do the job. There's a little bit of fat there. As you see, as I'm doing this, I'm reversing the order of the trays, so the ones on the bottom will be on the top and vice versa. Basically, when these are done, with the ones that have a little bit more fat on them, you use those first, because you know that they're not going to hold up as well as the ones that are very, very lean and have no fat at all. Nothing goes to waste. Okay, so that was 2 hours. I still have 3 hours and 49 minutes left on my timer. I'm just gonna let it go. That was our 2-hour check. Okay, everybody, that is the end of our 6-hour dehydration cycle, our beef jerky. Let's see how we did. I'm gonna go get a paper towel, just in case any oils have accumulated on the beef jerky. Which again, this is a very lean cut, very little fat. Okay, how do they feel? They feel done. They're warm to the touch, a little bit crispy. They're still pliable, but they're very dry. Go right down the line, have a look at them all. Oh, that's a real nice looking piece. That's a real beauty of a piece right there. Okay, what I want to do is I'm going to take these all off and put them onto paper towels, and I'm going to let them cool off, and then I'll refrigerate them. Hold tight, I'll be right back. I'm back. Just went and got a plate with some paper towels on it, and I'll start just taking them off, and we're going to layer them up. And I'll be taking these trays and putting them right back into the sanitizer bath and let them soak overnight. Tomorrow I can pack them away so they're ready for the next hydrating project when it becomes necessary. The next series of dehydrator recipes will involve pasta, beefaroni. All right, we'll be doing a beef stroganoff, and I'll introduce chicken and pasta. All right, that's enough said about the next. Thank you everybody for tuning in for this episode of Dehydrating Beef Jerky. To all my subscribers, I'd like to say thank you for your support. And if you're not subscribed, I would appreciate if you went down and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell and give me a nice like. Thank you very much, everybody. I will see you next time.